Well, here to discuss the hyperventilating protest over Mr. Trump's executive order, joining us tonight is Congressman Jim Jordan. He serves on both the Judiciary and Oversight Committees, a member of the Freedom Caucus. And I have to imagine, Congressman, that as a member of the Judiciary Committee, you are beside yourself concerned about the constitutional basis of this executive order designed only to secure the national security and protect American citizens.
Yeah, and the lack of the Justice Department going to enforce and defend and argue the case and argue the executive in favor of the executive order. That, you know, we thought Eric Holder and Loretta Lynch were gone and the Justice Department would no longer be political, but this is not how it's supposed to work. Never forget, Lou, this is just good common sense, because remember, ISIS has said they are actively trying to exploit our refugee laws. This is what President Trump campaigned on, and he's simply now saying we're going to have a pause in this and make sure we do the common sense thing and check out people coming into this country and make sure they're not affiliated with the terrorist group from these countries where those terrorist groups are at. That's pretty common sense and something I think most people, when they look at the facts, would agree with.
Would you say, Congressman, that right now someone has been dispatched from the White House, perhaps picked up the phone to tell the acting Attorney General she's fired? How long should that take?
Well, let's hope they've made a call and say, look, your job is to, you work for the president. Let's hope Jeff Sessions gets confirmed as quickly as possible and gets there to run that department. The other thing I think is important here, Lou, remember just a year and a half ago, we passed, after the Paris tragedy, the terrorist attack there, after San Bernardino, we passed a law here that in essence does what the president's executive order says, and 47 Democrats voted for that common sense, thorough vetting of people before they come into this country. 47 Democrats supported. President Obama said he would veto it, and we couldn't get that bill through Congress and into law. That 47 Democrats agree with this policy. So let's just make sure we understand this is just good common sense and something that I think, again, most Americans, when they get to the facts, strongly agree with.
Yes, and there has been it has to be orchestrated. I want your opinion about this. I mean, this thing unfolded in the national left-wing media in absolute concert with immigration attorneys who showed up in the most extraordinarily efficient way, as if they were on call to the instant. And we saw these lawsuits proceed to, in 5 states. The Attorney General in Washington says he will go even farther. And I suspect that the Attorney General nominee, Jeff Sessions, I think Senator Sessions is probably not exactly quivering in his boots, but nonetheless, this again, this is all optics. It's all it's play acting and pretend politics. It's disgusting.
Yeah, the left is going to be the left. I mean, they're going to have their marches. They're going to go get hysterical on anything, I think, that you see from conservatives and from this administration. So that doesn't surprise me. I just always come back to the basics. We want to protect true refugees. America is the most welcoming nation in the world. We want people to come here who want to learn our language, be a part of this culture, and chase down their dreams. That's who America is. But we want to do it in a safe way. This is simply, again, a common sense, safe way to make sure people who really need safety and refugee status, that they get it, but we check them out first, particularly when they're coming from these terrorist hotspots around the world. So that's all this is, and for the left to have this kind of reaction is just the left being the left.
Yeah, it is, but they also are aided and boosted. You're looking at a map, by the way, at home, of the 7 nations affected by the executive order. As you see, it's geographical. It's about the danger posed. And by the way, as the vetting is being asserted, the country should feel safer. I have to ask you, Congressman, I think a lot of us thought that there was vetting at this level already going on. We are now approaching the 16th year of this war against radical Islamist terrorists. Do we have do we have any sense of what the heck to do here?
Yeah, I mean, there is some screening that takes place. We just want it to be as thorough as possible because of what ISIS said. Remember, they said, we're going to try to exploit your refugee laws to get terrorists into your country who are going to do American people, American citizens harm. In fact, they have done that in Europe. So let's take them at their word. These are bad guys who've done bad things, and they're saying what they're going to try to do. Let's make sure we check it. We passed, again, legislation a year and a half ago that the president said he would veto, but 47 Democrats, after those 2 terrorist attacks, said this makes sense. That's what this executive order does, and it only does it for a short period of time. And here we are again for the other side to get so excited and wound up about this when it's really that basic and that common sense. Again, I don't see it. Let's do it now. Were there some mistakes made? Well, maybe certainly with the green card, a few folks who had already been here in the green card status, there may have been some mistakes there. But overall, this is a common sense thing to do that 47 Democrats supported back when Obama was president. But now when Mr. Trump is president, they're not there.
There's a large, or should be a large margin of tolerance here if some mistakes are made when you're talking about securing the personal safety of American citizens and the national interest. I mean, it's just, I've got to ask you about George Soros. Funding, protests, demonstrations, lawsuits. At what point does he become a subversive? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but what we do know is what we learned back during the campaign, where the Democrat Party was involved in disrupting Trump rallies. So we know what the left is capable of. We know what the Democrat Party was caught doing.
And we know what the national left-wing media is capable of, and that is not covering it.
Exactly. So, you know, I guess it shouldn't surprise us that this kind of stuff goes on. It's kind of just typical of the far left wing of that party.